Well, that was a thing. You know, I knew that this adventure was going to be something of a misadventure. The odds stacking up against me were such that I'm breathing on a partial lung. I should say partial set of lungs. I have a pulmonary embolism. Blood clot makes its way to my lungs. And so I'm breathing on a partial set of lungs. From there, we're doing the double, hashtag the double, which is start in Colorado Springs, ride our bikes up Pikes Peak, down Pikes Peak, and then, I don't know, probably 85 miles or so, and then go climb Mount Evans. What makes this ride interesting is Pikes Peak and Mount Evans are the two highest paved peaks in North America. Both are up over 14,000 feet and sounded like a mega adventure. The team. One word expectation.
One word expectation.
Oh, one word, shoot.
Fun.
I got an acronym.
Funsies.
I'll say magnificent.
FKT.
The team included Rob Smallman. The team also included these very entertaining brothers, Mark and Nathan Spratt, 26-year-old twins. Plenty of energy, plenty of horsepower to go around. So the route itself was absolutely spectacular. I mean, I think it's to our benefit that we started with Colorado Springs. At beginning at 7:30, that's when the gates open. First snaking up through the trees. I mean, you got these big, beautiful aspen trees. They're starting to turn golden. It's an incredible color. I do miss New England in the fall, but if you're gonna be anywhere else, the Rockies are a pretty awesome place to be. And then once you get up above tree line, that's probably at about 11,000 feet, then it's wide open, and you can see, as you snake around the mountain, you can see in every direction. And that's a really cool aspect of the ride. Yeah, you start crawling. That's the point at which zone 2 is threshold for all intents and purposes. Oh, we're about 13.2. There's the boys. And I'm taking a little break because this is absurdly hard. And I kind of feel like I'm breathing on a partial lung. Oh, dis. Less than 1,000 feet to go. Yeah, I can consistently do 250 to 300. That's my high end of zone 2, getting up towards 300. And that is an absolute chore. You get to the top, there's so many tourists, there's so many people recreating, which is hilarious because so many of them congratulate you. And they're like, where are you riding from? And you say, well, you're riding from Colorado Springs, but the reality is you're going to Mount Evans. And so your day, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, 10:30, and your day's hardly started. Conveniently, this is the second highest we'll be all day. So we got nothing but more oxygen from here on in. Bundling up before this big descent. Good gravy, it's freaking freezing. So call it 2 hours, 15 minutes up and then screaming fast descent. Beautiful descent. Back onto, I want to say, Manitou Canyon, and you're just basically going north. It's a relatively beautiful ride up the canyon. It's flat, it's rolling, you're in the trees. I mean, you just feel like you're in the Rockies. From there, we're in the town of Decker, then continue snaking up along the river on your left. So many people out fly fishing. It's a really cool part of the state to see people, see so many campers, you see tons of people out just standing in the river, fly fishing. I'm not a fly fisherman, but that was aspirational in many ways. From here, the wheels start falling off when I get up towards Evergreen. Well, well, well. Turns out at 6 hours, 40 minutes and 110 miles, that's when I start hurting. Oh wait, no, I've been hurting for many hours. We're in the quaint town of something north of Conifer. And my brain stopped working a while ago.
This here's gold.
Oh wow. I want to say we're about 7 hours into the ride, but I'm just not feeling right. We've ridden at a really hard tempo up to this point. We've really ridden quite hard. So we've just climbed effectively 2 massive rollers, and that takes us up to Echo Lake, which at this point, it's basically a 2.5 hour climb to the top of Evans. Here, the view is beautiful. You look off to the north, you can see Idaho Springs, you can see Denver, you can see the entire Front Range. But it's basically evergreens as far as the eye can see. And I am absolutely struggling here, as we are at 7.5 pedaling hours, 123 miles. We've done a fair amount of climbing, as we were up over 13, almost 14,000 feet of climbing. Those numbers are big. Those numbers are not extraordinary. So, I'm not thrilled. It hurts. I wish it didn't hurt so much. We'll see what happens. We are seeing temperatures drop, the sun is setting, depletion is going on in every which way, not least of which I just feel completely out of oxygen. I'm probably dangling a couple minutes off the front and just feel empty. And it's at this point that the group says, let's make a conscious decision to drop down. Let's call it a day right now. Let's drop down to Idaho Springs. So that was it. It's you know, the year has been positive in so many ways. The birth of our second child, the birth of Hayden, to have not just one but 2 dependents under our roof it's something I think about all day, every day. I have a sticker on my top tube of my family. You know, there are positive and negative days on the bike, but overall you're looking at that arc, and the arc is overall very, very positive. Given that my background is cycling performance, I want the best out of myself. I want to ride hard. I want to be able to push myself and make it hurt. If this year has taught me anything, it's that you need to be ready for anything. So the majority of the first half of the year was a comeback from this shattered elbow and a total loss of fitness over the winter and into the early 2022 season. To feel like things are coming back online and things are coming back to form, and then to be hit with a pulmonary embolism, that hurt. That was hard. That has been really, really difficult. I'm thankful to be alive. I'm thankful to have my family. I'm thankful for the ability to ride a bike, but it's strange being on blood thinners, to put it in so many words. So, not everything has gone to plan. Not everything will go to plan, but it's good to keep that optimism alive and know that you're going in the right direction. So, you know, as you figure out ways to make it work, we're figuring that we're gonna wrap up this van trip. We're gonna start driving east. The King Challenge is our 12th annual charity ride that I've started back in 2011. So we're headed home to that, see family, see friends, go for this incredibly uplifting ride. The double, I don't know. It wasn't quite the double, it was the 1.5. It makes me want to come back. I don't know. Maybe train a little harder, maybe have 1 less pulmonary embolism. Maybe start a little bit earlier so that you get full dose of sunlight. I don't know, we'll figure it out. I'll be back. Call me the Terminator. No, don't, but I'll be back.